Rich Turner there. They're going to promote me. Why do we get promotions? Why do we get things? Just for showing up? Churchy Andy's the only thing that you get something for showing up. I'm here. Way. Woohoo! You're here. The wrong day, the not Sabbath, the doing what you want, living the way you want, saying what you want on the way there, on the way back. Goody goody. You showed up and you're going to sit in the building for 2 hours. What would you expect for that? What would you give somebody for that? The roofer shows up and he says, hey, guess what? I'm going to go sit in your living room for the next 2 hours. For what? No, you're not. Yeah, I'm going to go, what's on? The Price is Right on in there? What are we watching? What are we watching? Turn on some old Jerry Springer. Turn on something. I'm going to sit here and watch TV for 2 hours. Right? The real, whatever's on, let's watch it for 2 hours. And then he comes outside and sticks out his hand. What would you give him? A goodbye? See you later? Don't come back? See, it's absurd in any other way. The plumber comes in, sits down on your couch and says, let me know when 2 hours is up. For what? Well, I'm going to sit here and turn on my radio and entertain myself for about a good hour and 15 minutes. And then I'm going to watch a sermon for about 15 minutes. And then I'll be ready to go. But my pipes are in there busted and they need fixing and I need some help. That's why I called you. Well, in 2 hours I'll be with that. I'll take care of you. But, oh, by the way, I can only be here 2 hours, too. What are you talking about? Well, I can only be here 2 hours. I can't stand to work more than 2 hours. I can't stand to go to church more than an hour. I can't stand to go listen to those people. I can't stand to hear this. I can't stand it. But we're a Christian by trade. But we're born again. But we're all these things. But we don't even go to church. I ain't got a church. You show me the scripture. I ain't got to go to church. Church ain't for everybody. Forsake not to assemble yourselves together. If you believe the word, if you love the word, if you want to be a part of the word, you want to be around people that are doing the same. Why do you want to be around the world? Doesn't the scripture say that the world loves the world? But they hate you, but know this, they hated me first. Why do you think that is? See, people love to go to church, and now it's like a church worldly thing. Well, we're just going to have church once a week now. And we're going to have church playtime. Instead of having that nighttime service, we used to have it at 10 and at 6. And you could go home, take a nap, rest, eat, and then come back and we could do it all over. But why? Why do we want to do that for? Church twice a day? Oh my. Let's just have it once. Let's have it at like 2. Well, nobody's really got to get up and do anything. You're still living your life until about 2 o'clock and doing what you want to do. Then you come to church. We'll dance, we'll sing, we'll prance, we'll play. And then when it's all over, we'll have a meal. And then we'll play basketball and football and dodgeball and playtime. And we'll have playtime last till 7, 8 o'clock, longer than church was. Right? That's what's happening. Look around. That's what's happening in a lot of these bigger churches. They're drawing crowds, but are they drawing truth? Stiff-necked, uncircumcised in heart and ears. You always resist the Ruach HaKodesh as your fathers did, so do you. You really think the Creator wants you to come to a building and play basketball? You think the Creator's worried about you and your peeps sitting down talking about the game? Smuggling in a little TV and your phone and to watch it? 2 Chronicles 36 and 13. He also rebelled against King Nebuchadnezzar, who had made himself swear allegiance by God. But he stiffened his neck and hardened his heart against turning to Yahweh Elohim of Israel. A lot of people do these kinds of things. A lot of people, because of what goes on, they end up with straight, stiff necks. They go to church and they're realizing there's nothing there for them. That's why they don't want to go. There's nothing there unless they want to play and play church and act like church. But other than that, there's nothing there. But they, our fathers, acted arrogantly. Nehemiah 9:16-18. They became stubborn and would not listen to your commandments. Oh, we ain't got to listen to the Torah. There's only the Big Ten. But do you keep the Sabbath? What are you talking about? The Sabbath days, whatever. No. Do not add to, take away. Well, the Sabbath day is, no, the Sabbath day is Saturday. They refused to listen and did not remember your wondrous deeds which you had performed among them. So they became stubborn and appointed a leader to return their slavery in Egypt. But you are a Elohim, a God of forgiveness, gracious, compassionate, slow to anger, and abounding in loving kindness. And you did not forsake them, even when they made for themselves a calf of molten metal. You have any images in your house? You got any clowns? You got any chefs? You got any handmade idols in your house? And said, this is your God who brought you up from Egypt, and committed great blasphemies. Folks, I would say most people are doing things and they think they're okay, and they are so far from okay they don't even know it. Because their pastors smile and grin and they love the buckets of money. People have been doing it 50, 60 years and they're doing it for a dollar bill. Go by and see. If you open your eyes and you go and you talk, you can pretty much get what they're there for. Because some of the first questions they will ask you is what? Where do you work? How long you been working? Where do you live? What house do you live in? What kind of car do you, what are you driving? Real quick you can see how greedy it becomes. Right? Get some old beat up hoopty and pull up in that and tell them that you want some money and see how long you last. See if they invite you for service. Do not harden your hearts as at Meribah. Psalms 95, 8-11. As in the day of Massah in the wilderness, when your fathers tested me. They tried me, though they had been seen my work. For 40 years I loathed that generation, and said they are a people who err in their heart, and they do not know my ways. How many people don't know the ways of Yahweh? And they say, well, nobody knows the Bible. Nobody truly knows this. Nobody truly knows that. Nobody really knows a whole lot. That's what they'll try to tell you. That's how they justify how they live. Well, nobody knows. Nobody knows, what it really says. Nobody knows what's really going on. Does he not tell us? Therefore I swore in my anger, truly they shall not enter into my rest. The Sabbath day, the rest day. It's about resting. It's about resting your soul. It's about resting your body. It's about doing what Yahweh says. If you went and built an electric car and had solar panels on the top and the back, and they come and said, well, you can't have that. It's got to go underneath. Well, it's not going to work. It has to go underneath. You can't have them like that. The solar panels got to go underneath it. Well, then it's not going to supply power and it's not going to work unless you can put some mirrors on the road. See, the Creator knows what we need. He knows what we want, what we need to have. And as many times as we think we need something, we don't need it. As many times we think them solar panels would look better on the bottom so nobody can see them, it just don't work. As many times as we say we don't need the commandments anymore, I know in my heart, really? Well, what's the 10th commandment? What's the 3rd commandment? What's the 127th? What are you talking about? 127? Then don't say it's in your heart. People are running around saying, I believe, I know, I have, I'm this, I'm that, and they don't even know how many commandments there are. They don't know what the commandments, the instructions are. Torah, what's the Torah? Oh, well, some of them, have been told in their churches because they don't want to look totally uneducated. Oh, the first 5 books of the Bible, the Torah, yeah, those things that we basically ignore. Those things, other than thou shalt not murder, right? We don't want to do that one. But the other 9, the other 612, hey. Proverbs 1:24 through 31. Because I called you. Because I called and you refused. Yahweh's calling you today and saying, come and be mine. Come and dine with me. Come and have supper with me. Come and sup with me. Come and be a part of my family. And most people are saying, only on my terms. Only my way. If we can have it my way and I can have my dolls and my idols and my molten images and my handcrafted things and I can live the life I want to live, okay, I'll be a Christian. If I can go with who I want to and marry who I want to and do what I want to, okay. But when we really come down to what we have to do, when we come down to these are the guardrails, this is the bowling alley, and put up the side rails, and you can't go on either side. That's the instructions. It keeps you from going in the gutter. That's what it does. It keeps you from going in the sin gutter. Read them. Which one? I had a friend, Joey. Which one bothers you? Which one of the commandments bother you? Is it marrying a goat? Going with your mama? Which one of the commandments can you not keep? Nobody can keep those. Nobody can do. Which one is it? See, when we come down to it and you learn, most of us keep most of the commandments every day. A lot of people do. But we also break a lot of them every day. We get angry and sin. We go and talk about our brother, our mother, or this one, or that one, whoever. Right? We pretty much know, unless you're so just into lying and cheating and thieving and being evil, you pretty much know what you did was wrong. Don't you? Somebody leaves, man, I can't stand that person. That person's made me so mad, and they just did this to me, and they done that to me. They just ain't right, and they just ain't this, and didn't they just help you do your roof? Well, yeah, but you see how quickly when we get condemned and because I called and you refused. I stretched out my hand and no one paid attention. And you neglected all my counsel and did not want my reproof. Now listen, I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your dread comes. This is Yahweh, folks. Do we want the creator of the universe to laugh at us when we're sick in the hospital? Do we want the creator to mock us when our dread is coming? Do we want those things? No, we don't, do we? No, we don't want him to treat us like that. But yet somehow it's okay to treat each other that way. It's okay to treat this one that way. Well, I know why they're sick. I know why they're this. I know what they're going to do. I know they're going to die. I know. Folks, we need to have compassion and love and be ourselves. And that being ourselves is not what you was created. Well, I'm what I'm created. No, you're supposed to be within the instructions of what Yahweh says to do. What to eat, what to love, what to not love. He says, love me. What are you talking about? What to love? How can you do what you love? How can you love? Love is love. No. Love is not love. That's a lie of the evil world. Love is when you do something and you stay there. Love is what you do for Yahweh. He says, if you love me with all your heart. He says, if you love me, keep my commandments. He says, matter of fact, love me with all your heart, your mind, your soul, your body. Love me first. If we would love him first, there would be no worries about the commandments, because we would know that the creator of the universe has our best interest. We love him and we know what he has for us. That plain and simple. If you trust somebody, they say, hey, don't go over there. Why not? Why can't I do what I want to do? Why can't I? Well, keep walking and you're about to find out. And you fall in the hole and you break your leg. Then when they laugh at your calamity, when they mock you and say, hey, stupid, you should have listened to me, then what? You see how it goes? We understand this, right? Let's read it one more time. Because I called, and you refused. I stretched out my hand, and no one paid attention. And you neglected all my counsel, and did not want my reproof. I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your dread comes. When your dread comes like a storm, and your calamity comes like a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you, they will call on me, but I will not answer. Wait a minute. Who's they? When they, because you're going to be begging for prayer, right? You're going to be asking for others to pray for you. Others are going to say, oh, we'll pray for you. But when they call on him, he's not going to answer them. They will seek me diligently, but they will not find me, because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh. They would not accept my counsel. They spurned all my reproof. They spurned all my reproof. So they shall eat of the fruit of their own way, and be satiated with their own devices. Is that what we want? I don't think so. We don't want to be in the hospital crying out. We don't want to be on our dying bed crying out. And he says, hey, you didn't want me. You didn't like my Torah. You didn't accept what I had to say. You didn't like what I had to say, so guess what? Enjoy your life. Enjoy your images. Call upon them. You know, there's a verse that it actually says that. Call upon your wood and stone. That's not what we want to be, folks. We don't want to be stiff-necked. We don't want to have sinful, leavened, full of lives, because when we need him, he's not going to answer. We need to be right there for when he says, hey, here I am. Yes, here I am, Father. What do you need? What do you want me to do? Right? We need to listen to the Father. We need to listen to the instructions. We need to call out to him and know what he's saying and know what he wants. So until next time, may Yahweh bless you. May his countenance shine upon you, and may he grant you shalom. Read those Bibles. Read, and understand, and call upon the name of Yahweh. Call upon him and have him set us free and give us his Torah indeed. Shalom. Have a great and wonderful day. Shalom, and may Yahweh bless you. Shalom, everybody.